Welcome back to another episode of Light Beer, Dark Money. I'm Sean Noble.
I'm Chris Clements.
And you are...
I am decked out in my Dodger regalia.
I was too tired this morning to even think about it.
We are morning after Freddie Freeman's walk-off
home run, game 3.
The second one in a year.
And he did this.
Can't make it up.
He did this game 1 of last World Series.
I was there with my daughter Grace,
which is amazing.
And I should have been there last night.
Yeah,
killing me. I know a guy named John Langbine. I could have gotten tickets.
Yeah, I was there in 2018 when it was 18 innings, and Max Muncy hit the walk-off home run.
The problem with that World Series, because the Dodgers lost that.
We lost that to the Series.
Yeah, I was hunting. I was in Arkansas.
Oh.
And actually, I went to bed, and my Sasha's uncle's like, some Dodger fan you are.
Yeah. No,
he wasn't wrong.
I was in the stands till late at night. And actually, that game, because this was before the pitch clock and all that, so that game was over. It was 7 hours and 20 minutes long.
Oh, yeah.
So it was longer than the one last night, even though it was the same number of innings.
It's so funny because I can remember every kind of place I was last night because I wasn't watching the whole game the whole time. There was parts of it I was listening to on the radio because I was taking my daughter to soccer.
See,
parts of it I was having dinner somewhere up in Cave Creek watching the game.
I was parked in front of it on my couch the entire. In fact, my wife went out with friends to a comedy show, and I still had my older daughter Jenna came over to watch the kids because I just wanted to be able to focus on the game.
That's great. Yeah, I got different perspectives on the game as it transpired, both from the radio and then also from the television. And then I got home from taking my daughter to soccer practice, and I parked it right on the Chase Lounge. Like that's where I like to sit and watch. And then here's a little superstition for you. So my wife comes in the den, says, "Move, I want to work on the lounge." I'm like, "No, you don't want to move me." It was late, and he was like the 8th or 9th, and I go, no, we got to finish this out, and then I'll move. And she goes, "No, I need to work. Can you just please move?" So she moves me over the corner. We go into the extra innings, and I'm in the corner. I'm watching this, and then Preston comes out. It's like the 16th inning. He's like, "This is still going on." I'm like, "Yeah, it's amazing."
Don't put baby in the corner.
And then she goes to bed at the 16th. I move back to the Chase Lounge, and boom.
Yeah. How about our bullpen, man?
Oh my gosh! It was.
I loved seeing Clayton come in.
And
save us bases loaded. Whew.
So the monster I created in our household is actually my daughter Grace, because she was up with me the whole time at her apartment saying, "Should I go to bed? I got to get up early in the morning." She works at ASU, and I got to do all this stuff in the morning. I'm like, this is why they made coffee.
Yep.
And I've got plenty of it. And when
Kershaw
came out, I'm like, okay, everybody hold your breath.
I loved it.
It was so good.
So great.
So good. And in fact, we have a clip.
All right.
We can watch it all over again.
Yes, let's do that.
In Los Angeles, Freeman sends a fly ball to center field. Varsho's going back before the clock strikes midnight. Freddie Freeman has ended it. It's a repeat hero with the last word on a Game 3
before
classic.
The clock strikes midnight.
I mean, it's just wild. It was a full count, and it's the bottom of the 18th. And remember, he had hit.
Let that sit in. Bottom of the 18th.
Yeah, 2 full games. He had hit 2 others earlier in the night that fell just a little bit short.
Yeah.
Because as it got later, the air cooled, and the carry on the ball was definitely not as much. So there were at least 4 balls hit that could have been game enders.
That should have been. Earlier in the evening, I was kind of explaining that to my son. I'm like, those balls should have carried, but earlier in the evening, they probably would have.
Yep.
But as it gets later, the air starts getting heavier.
And even afterwards, Freeman, they said, "Did you know it was out when you hit it?" And he's like, "Nope." I had to wait and see because I thought the others were out.
Well, and the fielder there from the Blue Jays, he had a busy night because of that.
Yeah,
he was making some great.
He did make some great.
Well, and you can't underestimate the pitching of the Dodgers and the bullpen, and also Ohtani.
Yeah. The fact that they intentionally walked him 4 times. Yeah. He goes 4 for 4. with 2 doubles, 2 home runs. First time in over 100 years that you have a player with 4 extra base hits in one World Series game. Then they walk him 4 times in a row intentionally. And then on the 5th time he's up after that, they pitch to him, but they clearly were not going to pitch to him.
No,
so they basically intentionally walked him. Again, so 5 walks.
Yeah.
He reached base 9 times. Yet another record. I mean, the guy's just a record-breaking machine.
Yeah.
We'll
see what he does tonight.
Yeah, that's the thing is that he plays his 18-inning game. He bats 9 times, and he's got a pitch tonight.
Yeah.
And did you see who was warming up to go into the 19th if we needed it?
Oh,
Yamamoto.
Yeah.
He complete game yesterday.
Yeah.
Or the day before.
I mean, it's
just like this team.
Yami was warming up.
Well, and this kid, and now I'm spacing his name. It's so terrible. The one who finished the game for the Dodgers. He Klein.
Yeah.
Called up 2 days ago.
Yeah. Klein.
He'd never pitched more than 30 pitches in a game.
Yeah.
And he was at like 70?
Online afterwards, and was like, who? Wait.
Guy.
Who is this guy?
This guy was amazing.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we're like too young.
We're giddy.
We're 7, 8 years old again, watching the Dodgers make history.
Yes. Yes,
it would be, and that might seem reprehensible to a lot of our friends who are Diamondbacks fans, and we get that because we are diehard Diamondbacks fans
we're
too.
Diamondbacks fans,
but we appreciate and love the game of baseball, and it's like I've told people all the time when they're like, "Well, why didn't that happen? Or how come he didn't do this?" I'm like, "It's baseball. It's just baseball."
And I think, I mean,
why is Mookie Betts in a slump?
Yeah.
Won the Roberto Clemente Award last night, which congratulations to Mook. Great award, one of the greatest awards in the Major League Baseball. But he's batting for the last 30 days like .86.
Yeah.
I looked it up. I was like, he is just slumping.
He's in a slump.
I mean, they basically challenged him twice, I think, just to hit something. And I think he had a base hit, and that was in the later innings. That was about it.
I mean, to go back to your point about being a Dodgers fan, I mean, I think that, anyone who grew up in Arizona in the 70s and 80s, and, we didn't have a team.
Nope.
Right? So you were either, like, if you're in Phoenix, you're either a Cubs fan
because
or
you're
a Giants fan. Because we had the Firebirds were the Giants team, the AAA team. So you had Giants fans. You had Cubs because they were a longtime spring training, here, or Dodgers because that's what you could hear at the
Illinois
radio.
Transplants here. So many Midwest transplants,
right? And so it's just like you have your first love.
Well, it was the only thing on the radio,
right?
Like, I mean, growing up for me, that's all my dad would listen to.
I mean,
he would listen to Vince Scully. I never knew a weekend, or at least when I was in the car with him on the weekends, that Vince Scully wasn't on the radio.
Right.
He's like, and so how many times he would make me sit in the car, he made me sit in the car during the World Series. I've talked about this before.
I mean, I can remember.
We're not getting out of the car. You're going to need to listen to this.
I just had this memory this morning. And I had to actually Google it because I couldn't remember what year it was, but it was 1980 when Ferguson was being intentionally walked and reaches out and hits the ball, 2-run single to, I remember listening to that on the radio and Vince Scully describing it so well. I thought that I saw it. I literally, if you told me, hey, did you see Ferguson hit that? Yeah. No, I didn't. I listened to it on the radio, but Vince Scully painted such a vivid picture that I could see it in my mind's eye. And that's the memory that I have.
Oh, yeah, completely.
It's just amazing.
I don't have that detailed a memory, but the biggest memory that I've recalled before is being in our carport is the World Series against the Yankees. And my mom kept coming out to the car and saying, "Dinner's on the table." And my dad was like, "Go back inside. We are listening to the game out here." She's like, "But it's on in here."
Yeah.
Right. She didn't understand. She's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a very common thing to see in Dodger Stadium. People at the game with the transistor radio, with listening to Vince Scully while they're watching the game.
Well, you know what's
in the
so
stadium.
funny about that? Because, as you know, I'm a crazy USC Trojan football fan, and they have a commentator named Pete Arbogast. He's been doing the games for a gazillion years, and I will do the same thing with USC games. I will literally be watching the game and listening to Pete in my ear, and my wife will look at me like I'm a complete, total freak. And she's like, "You're listening to the game. Why?" I go, "Yeah, there's about a 20-second delay." And she's like, "You're insane." I go, "Yeah, probably, but I'm gonna learn some things from him that I'm not gonna learn from them."
Yeah, it's a richness.
Yeah, So it's the same sort of tradition. Like these there's certain broadcasters who just have been part of the organization for so many, many years, and they encapsulate, the experience.
Yeah.
And so you wanna like Vince Scully, you wanted him to paint that portrait for you as you're watching the game,
right?
Or not, or just driving down the street in your car with Peter Arbogast. It's when he says, "How do you do?" And then you're like, "Yes, I'm so proud to be a Trojan," and it's the same thing.
Yeah. Well, it was a great game, and we've got 2 more at home.
Yeah, we got to close this out at home.
Maybe Wednesday's it.
But you know what? Kudos to the Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh my gosh, they really
are incredible, and they absolutely deserve to be there. And
I mean,
wow.
Game 1 was humbling.
Yeah,
they score
11-4.
Good
Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually turned that off. I was like, I can't watch this anymore. It's too hard, too painful.
Yeah.
But
we've got tonight with Ohtani pitching, and then
you just have to think magic's going to happen.
I hope so.
I hope so too. But I mean, and all last night when Freddie was up, especially when we went the extra innings, I'm like, God's got a great sense of humor. I told Grace this morning. I go, God's got a great sense of humor. He might just do it again.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
He did.
It was tremendous. Well, but we have other news.
Yes.
I mean, other things are happening in our fair republic.
We are crazy about the Dodgers.
Yes.
But AOC says that she's not the crazy one.
Oh,
so
yes.
let's check this one out.
We are not the crazy ones, New York City. We are not the outlandish ones, New York City. They want us to think we are
She doesn't look crazy.
We are sane.
Keep telling yourself that, darling.
Keep telling yourself that.
I'm sorry.
I mean, the look on her face when she's saying, "We are sane." I mean, the crazy eyes. Yeah, they're not crazy at all.
No. That was at a rally for Mamdani or Mamdani.
Mamdani.
Yeah, Mamdani. And
is it Mamdani?
And that is being played all over the fruited plain right now, and it's so telling. We are not the crazy ones, says the most crazy one of all.
And
the most made up, you don't like when I say this, but I'm going to say it anyway, the most made up one, the most manufactured one of all,
here's my eye
AOC.
Roll. Here's my eye roll.
Yeah.
Here's my eye.
Yeah, exactly.
Sandy
Cortez,
but she's lived
bartender
up to
from
it.
Westchester.
But she's lived up to it. I mean,
how has she lived up to it?
Because she's consistent.
How has she had a original thought of her own?
Well,
you let me know.
Let me ask you this: do you have any doubt that she believes what she says?
I don't think she knows what she's. I don't think here's what I do believe. I don't think the Democrats believe in anything right now. Well, I think they're so directionless and so godless that they'll say anything. If you look at some of these interviews with like Gavin Newsom, he'll say anything.
Well, Gavin Newsom is a totally different story.
She'll say anything.
But I do believe that she because she has been trained up. I do believe she believes this.
She is a figment of the Justice Democrats' imagination.
No. She is the real deal.
No.
They have created her.
She is a formidable force. I'll give you that. Absolutely.
I mean, she's got the most powerful Democrat in the country on his knees. Chuck Schumer is on his knees begging her to
crawling on the floor of the Senate
to not do it.
And flailing all the live
I mean,
day.
they are driving the Democratic Party into the ground. I mean, you think about this. Just think about this for a second.
Yeah, no argument there.
There are things that you could legitimately criticize President Trump for if
Absolutely.
you are a Democrat.
We're going to do some of that.
You're going to, you can talk about the tariffs.
Yes.
You can talk about I don't know, that's the ICE raids, the immigration enforcement stuff. You can talk. Those are things that the Democrats have and can lean in on.
Yes.
And yet what we're talking about is, oh, he thinks he's going to do a third term, or, oh, he's tearing down the East Wing. He's destroying this heritage that we have. I mean, it's like they are picking the things that are absolutely non-issues and focusing on those instead of things that might actually matter to people, like inflation.
The East Wing freakout has to be one of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen. It is a complete and total meltdown about nothing but everything. Like the fact that Trump's a builder. He's loving this project. The East Wing is not some sacred place. It's been a frickin' storage closet for the better part of the last 40 years.
Well, I mean,
it's been the First Lady's office. It's been whatever it's been.
The most important part of the East Wing was the office of the calligrapher.
But if you've been to the East Room, like I have, and like you have.
Well, I mean, everybody. Because you walked it, that was where the tourist entrance was.
But it's nothing.
No.
There's not... It's unbelievable. And to do a state dinner in the East Room is the most embarrassing thing in the world.
Because you have to set up the tent. I mean,
you have to set up the tent. They have to go through the tent, or they're outside the whole time. What Donald Trump is doing for America, and you can talk about aesthetics all day long. Okay, whatever. But what he's doing for America is absolutely what is needed to be done for the better part of 30 years, 40 years.
Even the Washington Post editorial page or editorial board wrote that this is necessary.
Absolutely.
This is a good idea.
This is a great idea. Stop clutching your pearls over the historical significance of the East Wing. There's really not any.
Yeah.
Other than the fact some dinners have happened there and people have used it as a broom closet for the better part of the last 60 years.
There's been functional things, but it's like any other building. There's functional things. But
it's not like it's
you can make it better. I mean, it's making the whole thing better.
Yeah. And by the way, the White House in and of itself is hardly functional. It's been under continuous renovation as long as we've been alive.
Yeah, let me read a couple things from the editorial board piece by the Washington Post. Okay, folks. So not exactly a conservative, thing. Donald Trump versus the NIMBYs is the subheadline. The teardown of the White House East Wing this week is a how do you say that? Rorschach chest?
Yeah, whatever.
Terrible at pronunciation. Many see the rubble as a metaphor for President Donald Trump's reckless disregard of norms and the rule of law, a reflection of his willingness to bulldoze history in a temple to a second Gilded Age, paid for by corporate donors. Others see what they love about Trump, a lifelong builder boldly pursuing a grand vision, a change agent unafraid to decisively take on the status quo, and a developer slashing through red tape that would stymie any normal politician. Blah, blah, blah. The state dining room seats 140. The East Room seats 200. Trump says the ballroom at the center of his 90,000 square foot addition will accommodate 999 guests. I don't know why it's just not 1,000.
Went from 600 to 900, which, okay.
Yeah. The next Democratic president will be happy to have this, they say.
Absolutely,
of course.
Absolutely they will.
Preservationists express horror that Trump did not submit his plans to their scrutiny. But the truth is that this project would not have gotten done, certainly not during his term, if the president had gone through the traditional review process. The blueprints would have faced death by 1,000 paper cuts. That's so, it's
so true.
Thank you for recognizing the regulatory scheme that all developers have to go through. I mean, the Washington Post.
Yeah.
Let's clip this
good for them.
For the next time that they come out against something that
that's a very fair assessment.
It is. Prominent Democrats become vocal this year in calling out their party's lawyerly obsession with the process, which combined with a not in my backyard NIMBY mentality has prevented a place such as California from building a high-speed rail projects that the voters approved in 2008. Whatever. So many homeowners, and so they're just going through
the whole thing,
NIMBY stuff. But the fact is that, this is going to cost about $300 million. He's already raised $350 million in private donations for this, and some of the biggest companies in the world, Amazon, Apple, Amazon, Comcast, Lockheed Martin. There's There's a list of they've actually listed the donors. So it's like, I mean, this couldn't be any more
Transparent.
transparent.
I mean, and he showed everyone the plans for it months ago.
Yeah.
And he had contracted with a well-known architect from Georgetown, I believe, and who's very well known with designing this type of architecture that's reflected in the White House. So he hasn't not told everybody what he's going to do. It's this clutching of pearls about the East Wing. That's what it. Or not believing that he was going to go through with it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. It seems like of all the things to be upset about, if you are on the left, this is the most bonkers thing to be upset about. I mean, like I said, there's other things that look. Does the average American family give a rip about whether the East Wing was torn down for a ballroom? No. Do they care about the price of groceries and gas and the things that they're dealing with on a day-to-day basis? Absolutely.
Yeah, the only thing someone would ever ask is like, is my tax dollars going to that? And the answer is no. Versus every other little improvement that presidents have made.
Wait. I now understand because I just remembered I saw a piece, I think it was on MSNBC.
Oh.
That this is actually going to cost the taxpayers.
Now?
Yeah, MS Now. This is going to cost taxpayers.
Really?
Because once it's built, they're going to have to pay for the light bill.
Oh.
The electricity bill will be paid for by tax dollars.
Well, and the security, added security. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's added security.
Well, I mean, the glass is bulletproof and bomb-proof.
Yeah, but all that stuff is paid for ahead of time. I mean, the point is that
it's been reviewed by the Secret Service.
Yeah. So one thing I was thinking about, okay, so if I'm the Democrats and I'm trying to figure out ways to wedge myself against the president, what would be the things to do? Well, obviously what I've talked about, but maybe they realize, oh, we can't talk about the tariffs and the inflation because by the time we get to the midterms, those things will be solved.
They'll be worked out.
So maybe they're just thinking ahead, saying, well, if we talk about that stuff now, and then it gets fixed, we only have the East Wing to talk about because the ballroom won't be built by then, so we can still talk about how ugly the construction is.
Yeah, but it's a DC thing. It doesn't affect
nobody
the rest
cares.
of the country.
Nobody cares.
And at the same time, they're doubling down on all the other 80-20 issues that they have.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going to happen in a week from today in New York is going to be earth-shattering. And it will define the Democratic Party for maybe a generation.
I mean, it could be.
And it's going to affect the midterms because now they're all going to get painted with the Mamdani brush.
Yeah. It is the beginning of, it could very well be the beginning of the wilderness for the Democrats.
Well, I mean, when you don't believe in anything, when you don't stand for anything, when you can't even find compromise on the stuff that matters to people, immigration, boys and women's sports, tariffs, economic development, name an issue.
Yeah.
What are you for? It's everything is about being against Trump. Everything. And that's not how to run a party.
Right.
You need to be for something. And if what they're for is what Mamdani is for, then they're going to have issues.
That's going to be
going
a problem.
forward. That's going to be a huge problem. For, state-run grocery stores.
I will say it will depend a little bit on how
taking over the means of production.
It'll depend on how quickly Mamdani gets going on his agenda.
Yeah.
The quicker he goes, the worse it will be for the Democrats in the midterm. Because there'll be things that they can.
And if you see New York accelerate its decline, and people stop going there, businesses even accelerate their departure, to where Florida again is booming, Austin is booming, Arizona is already seeing some of that. It's going to be a picture postcard for what's wrong with the Democrats.
Yeah.
And that's all Republicans need to run.
Well, and it's interesting because there are some centrist Democrats who are sounding the alarm.
But the rest of the leadership are cowards.
Yeah.
Chuck Schumer.
I mean, just
Nancy
look at this
Pelosi,
shutdown.
The rest of them are
shutdown.
they're all cowards.
There is no, they're not going to get anything out of this shutdown except the ability to say, oh, we shut down the government longer than any other time before.
They may not even get the extension on the Obamacare.
Oh, I think that'll happen, but it won't happen until after they voted to reopen the government.
No, they're not going to give on that. I think I said at one of the last podcasts, I really believe that Senator Thune needs to be more aggressive at this point. With the clock is ticking for a lot of viable government workers, like people who work for the FAA and our military. He should hold a vote 3 times a day, and he should announce that no one's going home.
Yeah,
no one's going home. We are not adjourning.
Well, the Senate really has. I mean, they've been there. They've been voting at least a couple times a week.
There's a vote a day, right?
Is it a vote a day?
I think it's a vote a day. And the same 3 Democrats vote to open, and the rest of them don't.
Right.
So our fair senators keep voting to keep the government closed.
Yeah, and
and I hope that comes back to bite them.
I feel like it probably will. I feel like it probably will.
Yeah.
I saw and I wish I would have clipped this, but Chris Cillizza had.
Oh, yeah, I know Chris.
Oh wow, just forgot his name. The guy who used to do Meet the Press. Chuck Todd. He had Chuck Todd on, and Chuck Todd. Chuck Todd was claiming that Mike Johnson was the weakest speaker we've ever seen. And I was like, talk about someone who doesn't understand what this guy has accomplished.
Oh my gosh.
With the narrow majority that they have and the ability to do exactly what needs to be done to box the Democrats in. I mean, I think Johnson has been masterful.
Yeah. I mean, so I call Chuck Todd the squirrel because he looks like a squirrel. And it's so great. I mean, he took over from Tim Russert and just failed miserably at that position because his insights, like what you just said, were that was a constant sort of refrain, just stuff that was just not true, and really didn't understand the nuance of what is actually happening. The fact that Speaker Johnson's been able to keep this breakable coalition together, pass a clean CR with the majority that he had, and just sit back and watch the Democrats implode. No one's broken off. No one's come back and said, we need to. Everyone has stuck together. The Republicans finally figured out we either rise together or we hang together.
Yeah.
And the Democrats now, I think you're going to see some scrambling.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, well, let's see. I had 27 days. We're on day 27 of the shutdown. So, all right. So, the next thing I wanted to cover real quickly, we don't have a clip on this. We just
we have a couple other clips.
This is the headline.
Mostly Dodgers.
This is a New York Times headline. Bill Gates says climate change will not lead to humanity's demise.
Really?
Now, this is the guy who has spent billions of dollars on the climate change issue.
Well,
right?
on the whole idea of population control.
I mean, billions. So he's now put out a memo. He put out a lengthy memo today.
Really?
Today, that Mr. Gates sought to tamp down the alarmism he said many people use to describe the effects of rising temperatures. Instead, he called for redirecting efforts towards improving lives in the developing world. Quote, although climate change will have serious consequences, particularly for people in the poorest countries, it will not lead to humanity's demise. People will be able to live and thrive in most places on Earth for the foreseeable future. I mean, it's...
Okay.
Now, just keep in mind.
Thanks for letting us know.
4 years ago, he published a book called How to Avoid a Climate Disaster.
Well, I mean, a lot of what he's been pushing for quite some time has been all about population control, including his foray into vaccines. But he's also completely shamed himself with his frequent visits to Epstein Island.
Well,
which
I
came
mean,
to light, and then his wife divorced him.
It does make you wonder: does he really believe this? Is this some kind of a pivot?
He believes in whatever he's investing in and whatever will make him more money.
Mm.
That's what Bill Gates believes in.
Even though he wants to give away all his money.
I don't believe. Yeah, whatever.
Okay. Well, I will welcome him to the non-climate change freak out side of the ledger, because I do believe that humanity will thrive.
Absolutely.
I mean, we already know that if temperatures truly are rising, and there's a question about whether they are in, actual, if it's not just in some places a bump, some places it's not. I mean, if you read the mainstream press,
you would think that Armageddon's coming tomorrow.
Yeah, everything is.
But 10 years ago, we were supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
According to Al Gore.
Al Gore said we would be dead. Yeah.
And AOC, your girlfriend, AOC, said we would be dead like when she was elected. 12 years from now, we're going to die.
Okay.
Oceans will rise.
Oceans will rise. It's interesting to watch. I mean, you look at pictures of like in New York and other places where there's a picture from like the 1940s of a place, and then picture today, and the water level is exactly the same.
Still there. It's also really amazing that all these lefties who are clamoring, so worried about climate change, are building all these big mansions on the coast.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. Like, Obama built this huge thing in Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah,
right on the coast.
Martha's Vineyard should be underwater.
Should be underwater by now, according to Al Gore.
So
at the end of the day, it's all about the money. What can they do to make money? Can they funnel more money into NGOs promoting climate change, and then they can grease themselves with that money? I think we've seen that absolutely revealed over the last 6 months. That's what the climate agenda has all been about. Has not been about climate. It's about how can I grease my friends and my compatriots and myself and make myself rich.
So we don't have a climate change problem. We have a grifting.
Grifting problem. And the government has been grifted ad nauseum for the last 10, 20 years.
On this issue.
Al Gore's rich.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
His compound in Tennessee has not been torn down. That runs on 3.1 gigawatts of power or whatever it is. I mean, there's been studies on his white big compound that he had with Tipper that it was a climate disaster.
A climate disaster.
To my knowledge, none of these people have stopped taking private jets.
No, because their time is very important.
Very important.
Very important.
Especially John Kerry. John Kerry needs to be in a private jet. Yes.
Well,
Mr. Climatologist. Yeah, he is a piece of work. After all, and he's the richest one of all, along with Bill Gates.
He's pretty rich. I mean, but
he married into it. A lot of ketchup.
He got it the old-fashioned way. He married into it.
Yeah. Ketchup wealth.
Yeah.
Do we have any other clips you want to play?
Sure.
What is this? The Trump says East Wing being turned.
Yeah,
down.
we talked about that, so let's go back to that.
Let's keep our East Wing.
Tourists flocked to the White House today to see for themselves the demolition of the historic East Wing. The president admitting the entire East Wing is going bye-bye.
In order to do it properly, we had to take down the existing structure.
The news is devastating for Kate Anderson Brower, author of The Residence, and a White House correspondent when Michelle Obama occupied the East Wing.
I think it's very sad
devastating.
and really heartbreaking to see pieces of American history be destroyed like this.
So, we're in the East Wing. Back in 2019, I got a tour of the East Wing from First Lady Melania's Chief of Staff, Stephanie Grisham, and was blown away by the wood-paneled walls and majestic portico, now demolished. In its place will rise a massive ballroom. A scale model proudly revealed by the president shows what it will look like, and it really is big.
This is going to be probably the finest ballroom ever built.
The price tag has ballooned from $200 to $300 million, funded by 37 private donors, including Google, Amazon, Apple, Meta, Microsoft, and Caterpillar.
It looks very opulent. It looks similar to the ballrooms at Mar-a-Lago. It looks, frankly, a bit over the top.
Today, this Democratic congresswoman vowed to tear the ballroom down if ever Democrats reclaim the White House.
We ought to make the damn companies who have built it tear it back down and restore the White House to its actual structure.
Trump's allies are pushing back.
These are the same people who tore down every statue they could get their hands on in the last 4 years. They didn't have any concern for history then. Now all of a sudden, they're like, oh, the facade of the East Wing is iconic. Oh, give me a break.
Okay. Well, so,
Josh Hawley. I think I posted something about that.
So, I mean, look, tragic. Oh,
so tragic.
Big. It's big.
But that piece really embodies what we're talking about. That the East Wing was not really used for anything. It was built all that was in there were offices and the East Room. That really all there was. There's nothing historic about it. It was beautiful, but it was musty. It was old. It had to be redone a bunch of times. And this is going to be state of the art. It's going to be great. It'll be. I think for the president. I think even for Biden or Obama. So they go to all these other countries. Like let's just take Great Britain for example, and they are welcomed with pomp and circumstance. And those state dinners are amazing.
Impressive
for our president.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. Those same leaders
and we can't
come
return
here,
the favor.
And we have them in a tent, and if it's raining outside, it's a mud bog.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not acceptable for the United States of America. What he's doing, every president henceforth will thank him for.
Absolutely.
Whether they call it the Lewinsky Ballroom or not.
What?
He Truth Social now. Maybe so Hillary was ragging on it. And then they had like a whole, the White House released a whole series of memes about the Clintons and the White House and what they did. And then the final meme was, maybe we'll call it the Lewinsky Ballroom.
I mean, hand it to this administration. They know how to troll.
They know how to troll.
It's
really.
I don't know if that's a great thing, but boy, it's entertaining.
It's a little disarming. Like, I don't know if I would have done it, but it is funny.
Yeah. All right. Well, folks, don't worry about the East Wing. We're going to have a big, beautiful ballroom.
It's going to be great.
It'll be great.
No, it's going to be fantastic for our country. And it'll be fantastic not only for this president, for subsequent presidents.
Yeah.
They will thank Donald Trump for it.
100%.
And they'll be able to have so many other events there, so many other things that'll happen at the White House now that they can't do.
Well,
right
and
now.
I'll guarantee you that the first time Eric Swalwell or this woman from Minnesota who said we should tear this thing down as soon as there's a Democratic president, as soon as they walk into that ballroom, they need to be called on that.
Oh, absolutely. They shouldn't even be allowed in.
No. Nope. You're not allowed here.
I mean, you literally can have all of Congress there.
Yeah.
You could host the all of Congress in the ballroom.
In the ballroom.
Which
why
would
was
be
it? So why $9.99? Why not $1,000?
I don't know.
I'd like to know there's got to be a story there.
I don't know. I'm just glad we're talking about something so consequential. As the stock market, reaches new highs, inflation seems to be taming itself. Interest rates probably will be lowered here in the next rate meeting. The horror of Trumponomics.
Yes, right.
Yeah, and we'll see. We might see a new trade deal with China later this week. Trump is gallivanting around Asia and being welcomed with open arms and
selling
deals with
fleets
everybody.
of 150s to the Japanese.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is all about economics, and that is one thing he gets right. Hey, we're going to come in, we're going to do deals with you. It's going to benefit you, but most of all, it's going to benefit us. We're not going to be, the givers completely anymore. Exactly. I do agree with him on that.
Yep. All right.
Thanks for listening.
Hey,
folks. And remember, this is a podcast about faith, freedom, and free enterprise, the founding principles of our great republic.
That is correct.
God bless.
See ya.